Hey everybody, so this is just a quick video on how to do translations, which is the first section of our transformation geometry question. And as we discussed in class, translations are like picking a piece up off your page and moving it down along this red line here. So for example, if I have my mouse, I line it up at point P. The translation is essentially just dragging the mouse down along that line to point P1. So we're going to have a look at how to do that now. This is question, it's the example question on page 89 of the textbook. So page 89 if you want to go and draw that, and we'll do it together. So the shape here consists of 45-degree lines, vertical and horizontal lines, semicircle and two arcs. So let's get started. What we want to do is, with each of the points, okay, we're going to first of all make a series of points. So I'm going to take a pen here and I'm going to label A, B, C, D, E in the middle, F and G. Alright, so go ahead and label your diagram the same way there. So A through G on all the points. And what we want to do with them points is we're going to translate them all across the page at a 30-degree downward angle, the same distance as the distance between P and P1. So let me just explain that. So I'm going to start off with point A, because that's naturally enough the most logical point to start with. And we were told that that line PP1 is at 30 degrees. So I'm going to line up my 30-degree set square with the point A. I'm going to draw in my line. Doesn't matter how long I make it. I'm just going to draw in a 30-degree line from point A. I'm going to come along with my compass. I'm going to measure point P to point P1. So we know it's 85, but so it saves a bit of time having to measure every line, we have the compass already set up. Go to point A, mark that orange line there. And where that little arc crosses the orange line is point A1. So all the points when they're in their new translated position get labelled as 1. So A1, B1, etc. So we do the same at point B. Cross that 30-degree line. Mark from point B down along that line. We get B1. It is important when we're starting off with this chapter that we bring down one line at a time and that we completely finish, so as in that we label point C1 before we move on to point D. So they're all just coming down at a 30-degree angle, like what it tells us in the book, and we're just going to label them, so that's D1. So you can see now A1, B1, C1, D1 resembles something of a square, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that square in just so you can see it. Just like that. And then we want to get this little cross section here in it, this little plus. So what I'm going to do is very likely a construction, 45-degree diagonal lines from B1 to D1 and from A1 to C1. Where they cross is the middle, so that's where I'm going to put my vertical line and my horizontal line. From there I want to get this little triangle here. I'm missing a line. I want to get this kind of 45-degree triangle here. And again, all I'm going to do, go back to my 30-degree set square, bring down point G1, measure it with my compass, and label. It's important, this is why it's important. You can see that C and G, the lines are very close and it could be easy to get them confused. So we need to do one line at a time. Bring down F, label F1, and we should now be able to do that little triangle, because from the center it joins to G1, it joins to F1, and it goes vertically up to P1. Then all we have to do is draw in our semicircle on the top. So we're going back to our compass, using the radius from P1 to F1 or to G1 because they're both the same. Let's swing that arc around. And then just like how we got these two little arcs in our elevation, we're going to measure. What I'm actually going to do first is I'm going to extend P1 up here, just a construction line up until it crosses the top of my circle. I'm going to measure the distance from F1 to that point, and that gives me the radius for this arc, and the arc on the other side is the exact same radius. So I'm just going to move the compass across to G1 and draw that arc in, and that is our translation. So give that question a go, and give a go to the question that I have given you for homework as well.